A bit more of espressivo than the first note. Not completely there. To have a bit of vibrato, but just with the bow, not to be too heavy and not too much bow. You see what I mean? But a bit espressivo, so the first note isn't just colorless. There must be some color. Still, it feels. I think it can be like when you have these more off the string slightly, not détaché, kind of much more like this, like with lines on the notes.
No es picado, ¿no?
Not spiccato, but not détaché, like in between, not so heavy.
Algo entre que no sea ni picado.
Almost off the string. Some changes in the music, we can somehow, not always on the same level. So in this place here, I don't have the scores, I can't tell you exactly where, but perhaps maybe to drop down to a much more piano, everyone, so that it's, we have this beautiful opening, but then we must go somewhere, and I think it should be more piano in this bit than we just work.
Dice que después de la inauguración, que es muy brillante, hay que hacer una diferencia, hay que bajar un poco.
With Vivaldi, there was no indications. They never in the Baroque period, they never wrote the ornamentation, they never wrote dynamics or indications like they would later on. Beethoven was much more specific, Mozart even. But here, one can be creative. You have license to add, like in the solos, the ornamentation. I saw you were doing that. It was very nice. You can add things. You must be as creative as possible with the. Everything, with the articulation, the dynamics, everything. You have real freedom.
Tienes que ser muy creativo con los matices, porque en realidad la partitura no dice nada. Yeah. Es otra cosa, como por Beethoven, él escribe todo lo que quiera, pero esa partitura les da la libertad, o sea, ser creativa y hacer sus propios matices.
And I think with this kind of music, especially this kind of Baroque, like Vivaldi, Corelli, Sartini, all this sort of stuff, when you play it too literally, it can be,
boring.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes very sort of parochial and uninteresting. I think you have to be as kind of dynamic and creative with your interpretation, and that's what makes it so exciting. So
crear dinámicas con la interpretación, ya que como que no sea de tocarlo literalmente como está una parte que no dice nada. Si se hace así, entonces no, que seamos creativos con lo que estamos tocando.
Let's start again. Let's try now the first two notes. I think, why don't you try it now, almost like it has a dot on it. Bum, bum, like not the long bow at all, completely different. So let's try a totally different feeling now with everyone. Okay. Even shorter, even shorter.
Más corto.
Yeah, less sostenuto. Not something like that. Try one more time, exactly. Slightly shorter, slightly lighter stroke as well. It still feels too much sound or too much sostenuto. And it's too heavy a little bit still.
Coming
from
the
yeah, from everyone. I think it's the same, exactly. I think the stroke exactly must be much lighter and much less sostenuto.
We were thinking to use the bow at the middle.
Yeah, you can if you want. Yeah, absolutely.
Hay que usar el arco en la mitad.
But you don't have to. You can use a normal bow hold. It doesn't really matter that much. I don't think. It can help with the articulation, but of course, when they hold the bow like that, they have a different bow to what you have. You have modern bows. So I mean, I think if you're more comfortable to hold it in the normal place, then hold it in the normal place. But it's just the idea of the articulation that matters. So try once more. Lighter, shorter stroke, and exactly when you have these, these to be more musical with it somehow, to be going somewhere, to have more of a sense of direction, rather than just playing the notes too literally.
No tocar demasiado literal las notas, más en dirección.
So you can be creative any way you like. So you can somehow decide for yourself what is the most sort of exciting way of playing it. It still feels too long. It still feels too long. I don't know if It still is like halfway from the old one to the new one. So let's try and get it all the way.
Le insisten que aún es muy largo.
Es muy largo, sí.
Debe ser más corto, debe ser en la mitad. Pero los contenidos no, en la mitad entre gato, entre letra Che y gato corto. La mitad es la idea. Él insiste en eso, que toquemos siempre corto y como tarea que hagamos cosas más creativas porque igual
Yeah, not the taché. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's not spiccato either. But it's like it's just a different kind of feeling. It's like between the two.
Yeah, él dice entre los dos y es una sensación diferente.
It's a lighter bow stroke, but more bow speed.
Que toquemos muy ligero. Él insiste mucho en lo de tocar muy ligero.
Vamos a llegar a empezar con las 12:10.
Yeah, exactly. The first note was very good, but then between the first and the second, there has to be almost a little bit of air, sort of and it must be in tempo, so it's not like some people will rush it a little bit. To really place those notes.
Hay que realmente poner la nota muy bien en el lugar. Alguien estaba un poco apurado.
Exactly, and so right, yeah. But that was good. The stroke for the first note was good.
Le gustó la primera nota, pero la segunda tiene que ser igual.
Before that, you really have a diminuendo, so all of you kind of almost pianissimo together, so that then when you have these wonderful kind of effects that he has, it kind of grows out of sort of nothing, or almost nowhere, you see. So they try and get brought down to a piano, so that then it's more effective when you have this setting Cuerdas afterwards.
Después del comienzo hay que hacer el piano más en conjunto para tener más diferencia.
That was again back to the same. And again, place those two notes so that there is a sense of separation between the notes, and that it has a real courtly, like you imagine in that era, the way everybody dressed and the way everybody behaved was very kind of demonstrative. No one was like us now, all shabbily dressed and like just hello, how are you, in a very kind of no elegance at all. Those guys were much more, everything was very theatrical. And I think these first two notes must, in many ways, capture and like this kind of behaviour that people had to be sort of exactly. So much more separation and placing the notes. So there's a little bit of a gap between each note, and that there's the time to and then you're into it.
¿Ustedes lo comprendieron? Yo creo que fue muy claro. Hay que pensar en la manera como se portaron la gente en esos tiempos y se vistieron. Ya no nada que ver con hoy. Más
kind of the courtly, the way people presented themselves.
Respirar entre las notas.
line.
Nos pide que seamos más livianos a partir del 6. Podríamos tomar 6 para acabar 7.
And always keeping the tempo going, because I think when you have the but everything gets a little bit slower and heavier.
Okay.
So you can lead them, make sure that they don't get slower. Always going somewhere with this bass line.
No estuvimos atrasando y queremos liderarnos un poquito más en el
Director 6.
Start a little bit more off the string and then get into it. But not always, it's too much the same. The stroke throughout that whole passage is too the same. There has to be more variation, more kind of development, more of a, and lighter and somehow more exciting. Yeah.
Mira, lo que él sugirió es que no sea siempre el mismo ataque y trabajo de arco, que debe ser más liviano y que debe haber diferencia. 6. Okay.
Singing out a bit more espressiva, and I think the orchestra has to play much lighter stroke, much kind of even more accentuated than before, and much less volume. So just go from the solo. Let's hear it.
The solo is more singing.
Yeah, you need to come out much more. Yeah, exactly. So we know that we've arrived now.
And the piano more light.
Yeah, exactly. And light and piano, much less volume.
Que nosotros cantamos y el piano que sea más igual, que continúe el liviano mientras nosotros cantamos, para que no se vuelva
más agresivo.
Exacto, más agresivo.
17. No, 16, para que tengamos la parte solo.
And all this section before, again, it sounded very kind of flat.
Okay.
This song before the solo came in, it was just all kind of the same. We need to think of some way to make this, like, whether it's the articulating or dynamics or whatever you can think of to make this not just sound like it's a study. Okay. Because it just sounded very
sí, que no tan planos, con matices,
antes del solo,
hay
que hacerlo.
Somewhere going somewhere or some kind of.
A partir de 10 está hablando.
Sí. ¿Dónde? No, a partir de 12, 13, en 14.
Vamos a ver.
Ok. Muy bien.
Ya.
With all these things, there's a million things you can do. You have to do something, because otherwise it's just playing the notes and it sounds very kind of dull. But so try it again, exactly, and it's up to you. You can be as creative as you like with it.
Dice que hay millones de ideas que se pueden hacer allí y que lo hagamos de nuevo y que siempre hay que tratar de ser creativo para evitar que se vuelva algo demasiado estático.
¿Y hacerlo diferente?
Sí. No, que juegues con las ideas, que no te quedes parado y que todo el mundo haga lo mismo.
You can add ornaments as well, something if you want, you can do anything. And that's an easy trick, an easy way of making it more interesting. But otherwise, you use your articulation, use dynamics, use the stroke, bow stroke.
Yeah.
And maybe the orchestra, when this bit happens, can drop down a bit more, a bit less still.
In this case, ornament are going just only for.
No, just for the solo. Yeah, just for the solo, not for. Then it becomes too crazy. With that, you can figure now. Maybe you can figure that out later.
Yo creo que eso es algo para abordar.
Is that- is- yeah.
To arrange this between them, they have to talk.
Yeah, exactly. You must decide who's going to do what, and you know.
Hay que ponerse de acuerdo.
And not all the time as well, because you can overkill with the implementation as well. So you have to, you know, have good taste and just in the right place where you think it can add something. Yeah. Generally, what you need to think about is the basic point I made at the beginning, which is just the articulation, the bow stroke, the lighter. Again, now it feels like it was sounding like it was in the. I think the very first two notes we got somewhere, which was I preferred, which is the much lighter, shorter bow stroke, a bit more up tempo. Already now it feels like it's kind of back to this everything on the kind of same sort of plane, and it's a little bit heavy again. So I think those are the things to think about, and then to bring out more brilliant solos, you guys, you know. But no, thank you.
Dice que ahora, o sea, volvió un poco al sonido plano del principio, y siempre hay que pensar en el ataque más liviano y más, o sea, no tan pesado, no tan intenso. Y además él dice que hay que pensar hacer los solos un poco siempre más brillantes. Ya es un trabajo en general, y yo creo que el sonido tiene que ser en general más liviano, pero es un trabajo en un conjunto.
Sí. Oye, bueno, en virtud del tiempo creo que también habían preparado otra cosa, ¿no? Entonces, porque para que tenga tiempo el otro elenco o grupo que iba a tocar algo, al tiro, para que lo veamos al tiro, porfa.
Okay.
¿Le puedes explicar? Beatriz, ¿le puedes decir que van a hacer otro?
Just like